you are new to my channel, my name is Fatima, and I am really excited to share this series with you all. So in this video is actually going to be the start of a series that I'm going to do. So on the video that I posted about my fibroid journey, I got a bunch of questions. I'm talking about hundreds and hundreds of questions. So I want to say thank you to everyone that has commented, replied, left their thoughts. Even the people who had criticism for the video, we'll address all of that, but I just want to say thank you first and foremost. Now, this video will be the start of a series that I'm going to do to try and answer all of your questions because there was a lot of questions. So bear with me as I get these videos out. I'm going to do my best to get them out in a timely fashion, but your girl is not a full-time YouTuber, so please be patient with me. Okay. So first and foremost, I want to start by saying what is the series going to be. So in this series, I'm going to cover the herbal supplements and vitamins that I've taken, a whole rundown of all of them. I'm also going to cover the diet changes and like what I eat in a day, different things like that. I'm going to cover the hair loss changes, the hair growth changes, so where my hair is today. I'm going to talk about how I manage stress. I'm looking at my notes. I'm going to talk about my fitness and weight loss and wellness journey. I'm going to also include how I deal with discouragement and even periods of depression while I've been on this journey. I also am going to talk about self-care practices and beauty. I'm going to talk about different household items and cleaners. And even we're going to cover some prayers and different things like that for womb wellness. Now, the goal of this series is not to heal you. It is not to give you the magic pill to make everything perfect. That was probably the biggest misconception in my last video, which was, okay, so what did you take to get rid of the fibroids? Let's just be clear and start from the beginning. In that video, I never stated that my fibroids were gone. The point of that video was to share what I have been doing to reduce my symptoms and to go on this journey of healing my womb. Now, I left a pinned comment on that video, and I'm going to say that here. There is not a quick fix to a problem that took years to occur in your body. If you are naturally trying to heal your body from fibroids or cysts or any womb issues that you may have, there is not a quick fix. If you are looking for a quick fix, this video and the following videos I will post are not for you. This is for the people who are going to be willing to do the work, make lifestyle changes, and be consistent in order to see results. Okay, so let's dive in. I want to share where I am today. So I have not been back to the doctor to get another ultrasound yet. So I do not have measurements of the size of my fibroids. What I will say is that my symptoms, the hair loss, the fatigue, the bloating, the weight gain, the painful periods, the heavy bleeding, a lot of those symptoms are gone. So I'm going to dive into what has changed from the last video that I made, which was earlier this year. You can go back and watch that one if you haven't, but presently, all of those symptoms are gone that I just mentioned, except I've noticed recently that the heavy bleeding has come back. Now, for me, because I mentioned that this is a lifestyle journey, I know that my lifestyle choices have been contributing to that, right? So the month of, it's summertime, and I'm going to be honest, from like March until June, I was pretty much just doing whatever I wanted. I had really met a lot of my goals, and I had just decided, like, I feel good. I'm just going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to be so hard on myself about reaching these goals and doing everything perfectly. So I slacked a lot, meaning I was eating a lot more fried foods than usual. I was drinking alcohol, having caffeine, and not excessively, but just in a way that I had not been because I had been focused on healing my body. So if you go back and watch my previous video, you'll see that I mentioned that alcohol, caffeine, fried foods, processed foods are really bad for your healing journey. They actually can expedite the growth of your fibroids. Now, if you don't understand why the heavy bleeding happens, it's because when these growths are occurring inside of your uterus, basically your blood supply is coming to these to these fibroids, to feed them, essentially, to help them grow. So when you do have your menstrual cycle, that is the reason for all of the excess blood that is coming out, because there's so much extra blood in your uterus to feed those fibroids, right? So immediately when I've seen in my last couple of cycles that my bleeding has been heavy again, I said, okay, Fatima, you have to get back on your journey. So this series is going to be a raw, honest, transparent version of me walking through that journey. Every day is not going to be perfect. There are some days where I do really well and I do all the things that I hoped and planned to do for my healing journey to be smooth. And then there's other days when I backslide. And I want to document that, because I think a lot of times people come onto this platform and they share, or just social media in general, and they share once they've already accomplished something. I'm guilty of it myself, right? I was just talking to my sister earlier about this, of like, it's a struggle for me sometimes to share in real time, but that's what I've been feeling led to do. So that's what I'm going to do. And I know it's going to be hard and it's going to be scary, because that means that sometimes I'm not going to be able to come to you all and give you this beautiful polished video. Like, I have to get back into the habit of just having more casual conversations and not always showing up with the full production. That's challenging for me as someone that is a recovering perfectionist. But what I will say is that I know that this is something that's God led. So I pray that this series helps you to understand and to dive deeper into your journey of healing. There's literally hundreds and thousands of women who have watched that video and who have left comments and let me know that they are in the exact same spot. And I just want to let you know that although it may be difficult at times, and I also want to say, like, this natural healing path is not for everybody. So I do not want people to feel like, oh, I can't get surgery or I shouldn't get surgery. Do what you think is best for you. Consult with your doctor. Everyone's bodies and symptoms and sizes of their fibroids are different. So you may have to get surgery. But for those who have decided that they are not getting surgery and that they are going to believe God for healing and transformation, and that they're going to make the lifestyle changes necessary to do so, I want this to be almost like an accountability group for us, where we can literally walk through this healing series together. So that is the point of all of this. Like I said in the beginning of this video, my fibroids are not gone. I never claimed that in my previous video, but that seemed to be like some confusion. But I just want to clear that up. I still, to my knowledge, right, because I haven't been back to the doctor, but to my knowledge, I still have fibroids, right? But what I have come to learn on this journey is that healing does not mean that the issue is gone, right? Like, if we think about different examples in the Bible, if we think about different stories in the Bible, there are times where God literally healed a person and the issue was gone. There was other times where Jesus would allow the person to have experienced healing, even though they still technically had the issue, right? So I just want to encourage you all that don't think of this as, oh my gosh, I have to get rid of these fibroids. Just realize and understand, what does healing look like for you? Maybe healing for you just means you get to not have to wear diapers every time it's your cycle, right? Because you have such heavy bleeding. Or maybe healing for you is you don't have pain during your cycles, right? Like, everyone's experience is different. So I just want to normalize that. We can walk through this together. I am not a doctor. I'm not coming here to give you the expert advice on how to do X, Y, and Z, but I'm just sharing my journey. And I hope that it encourages you to stay on the path if this is the path that you have chosen. So I just want to share a few lifestyle changes that I have been making. And like I said, there'll be plenty of videos diving into specific topics. The one coming right after this will be about the herbal supplements and vitamins, because y'all have been on my neck about it. So I am going to record it literally right after I film this. So, but the first thing I want to say is that I have gone back to not drinking nearly as much. I went the whole month of July not drinking alcohol, not drinking caffeine. It was very hard. Actually, no, I'm lying. It wasn't all caffeine, but I did cut out coffee. And then towards the end, I kind of had like a matcha here and there. So those are some of the changes that I've recently made. Is like the alcohol, every time I go out feeling like I got to have a drink, we cut in that. I will allow myself occasionally to have a glass of wine here and there, but you don't have to do that, right? You can literally say, no, I'm not drinking, period. Like, it's just not happening. I'm not having in caffeine, period. But I know myself. I know because these are lifestyle changes that I want to make. I have to gradually wean myself off of things. I'm not a cold turkey person in a lot of areas. So because this is something that I want to commit to for a lifetime, right? Or at least a lifetime of until I feel ready to reintroduce these things back into my life, I am trying my best to not just say, I'm cutting all this stuff out. Because I know me, I will literally flip right back and start doing all the things. So alcohol, I've decided we're just going to do a glass of wine here or there. And when I say here or there, I literally mean like maybe a couple times a month. That's it. And then as far as caffeine, I'm not going to lie, I still crave coffee on a daily basis. Like I have just think about it right now. It makes me excited. That is probably like one of my biggest weaknesses right now, if I'm being real. Matcha is also another area. I love matcha. It doesn't have nearly as much caffeine, but if you do your research, you will see that caffeine in general can be very inflammatory to fibroids. It can create growth, more rapid growth in them. Obviously, fasting is still something that I do. I talked about that in my last video. We will be discussing that more in episode 3, where I'll be talking about what I'm eating. But one of the main things that I want to share with you all is that has helped me in this journey is realizing that this is going to be a process and that it's going to take time to make these changes in my life. So I'm allowing myself flexibility. I'm allowing myself the opportunity to make mistakes, to not be perfect. And I want to encourage you, before we dive into this series of videos, to really think about, what does healing look like to you? What are the goals that you have for yourself? What do you want to see for yourself, as you have your next cycle, or in a year from now? Like, how do you want to feel in your body? And if this is something that you are committed to doing as well, you want to be a part of this journey with me, I want you to comment down below and just say like, I'm in, or I'm doing it with you, or whatever, to just let me know that like this is something that you're walking through as well. And so that we can encourage each other, because it is not easy. If you are trying to heal anything in your body the natural route, it is going to be very challenging, and you are going to have plenty of moments when you feel discouraged. But I'm hoping if we do this together, we come together and share our real experiences, right? That we can experience healing together. And I'm really excited about this series. I hope that you are as well. If you like this video, make sure you like this video. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do. And again, thank you so much to everybody that watched that video. I am so grateful for all of the support. Like, y'all have really, like, the way that video took off and the way my channel has grown as a result of it is just amazing. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm glad that it helped so many people. And for those who felt like it wasn't helpful, I hope you found another video that was. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, and I'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about herbs and supplements. So I'll see you later. Bye.